What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. Today we're going to preview the Chicago Blackhawks St. Louis Blues first round series. That, if you told me a couple weeks ago this would be a Western Conference Finals, I'd be like, that makes sense. But due to the way things have broken down with injuries and just inconsistent play, St. Louis has lost 6 straight going into the playoffs. They've really backed themselves into it. And just head to head this season, Chicago's 2-1-2 against the Blues. And obviously Chicago's banged up. Kane and Taves are out right now. I'm assuming they'll both come back during the series. But I could be wrong with that, as I'm often wrong about everything. But going a step further, I like Chicago in this series. I wouldn't have said that if St. Louis was 100% healthy because, just look at the games, the guys they've played without. No Baggett, no Oshie, Morrow. They're just really, not what they were. Obviously Tarasenko's been out for a while, and it's tough to bounce back. And Ryan Miller's given up some soft goals lately. You don't want to see that, especially from a guy who really gave up a lot to bring to St. Louis. It's tough. You had Jackson and the other kid there, Tyrati, playing the other night. It's you're forcing these kids up. I believe they both got sent back to the AHL. I could be wrong on that, though. And, without the aforementioned O'Shea's and Baggesses of the world, guys like Jaden Schwartz and Derek Roy are going to shoulder more of a load offensively. And it's just tough. It's a tough draw for them. I like the way St. Louis was built. I like the way the teams were put together. But given the rash of injuries, it's just some things you can't overcome. Alex Steen's had a phenomenal season, but without anyone backing him up in terms of firepower, it's going to be a tough out. It's not going to be easy. The defense has played very well. Pietrangelo and Shattenkirk have been excellent, and Jay Bomeister has played very, very well this season. And again, who do you slide around? You bump up Sobotka up a few lines. There's more questions than answers with this team given all the injuries. And I know someone's going to say, well, Morrow's old and all that. Yeah, but he's got playoff experience. He's gone deep in the playoffs. He's gone to conference finals twice in his career. He knows what it takes to get there. And, he might have actually gone there 3 times. I'm not sure if he was on that second Stanley Cup Finals team with the Dallas Stars. I could be wrong, though. But, it's just there's too many questions with this Blues team, and it's not because of the talent they have. It's because of the bad luck they've had with injuries. And, looking at, Ryan Miller, he got off that really hot start when he got there. 10-8-1 with St. Louis. 247 goals against. What are you going to do? His goals against it is lower than it was in Buffalo, but, it's tough. And, to see this team struggling isn't something I want to see. I like the way that team's been put together, and even without Kane and Taves, I think Chicago's going to take this in 5 or 6 games. Just because they have the championship mentality. Patrick Sharp's had a phenomenal season. Duncan Keith, I think, should win the Norris Trophy. He's really put up stats all across the board and just been an amazing defenseman this year. I think Brandon Saad is big time. Marion Hope, so we know what he can do. I think Chicago's just got that mentality where even without our 2 best players, we can still beat this team. And it's, again, I was pulling for St. Louis because they have amazing fans, and the other thing is they've never won the Stanley Cup. So I figured this could be the year to at least go to the finals. But I'm telling you, I'm just not seeing it in this team. And the younger guys with Chicago, Jeremy Moran is on fire. Former U.S. National Team Development Program guy. He's playing amazing right now, and if he can keep it up, there's some more depth that can help you when the other guys come back. It really gives you some secondary scoring that you wouldn't have had otherwise. Same with Ben Smith, the former BC Eagle, and Corey Crawford had a phenomenal season. 226 goals against average. A lot of that can be attributed to amazing team defense. Having guys like the aforementioned Duncan Keith and Brent Seabrook in front of you, as well as Johnny Oduya and a couple other really good defensemen, make your job easier as a defenseman, as a goalie, excuse me. But it's I gotta take Chicago in this, and I keep trying to talk myself into St. Louis. If they get 3 or 4 guys back by game 2, yeah, I can see them. If they have home ice, I believe, yeah, they do. So they've got, realistically, today's the 13th. They've got 4 days to get at least Oshie back, or one of those guys back. It's tough, and My question is, how are they going to handle? I mean, Hitchcock's obviously a great coach, but how's he going to handle this mess? Because this is one of the, the say they backed into the playoffs is, really a gross understatement because, you lose 6 straight going in, and you're one of the President's Trophy leaders, and just playing, like I said, some awesome hockey all season, and they've been shut out in 2 straight against Dallas and against Detroit, and that's not a. Again, they just lost to Chicago last week on Sunday, so it's not a great thing for them. But I'm still getting the shutouts. My God, their last win was against the Buffalo Sabres. I mean, that was the last time they won a hockey game was against the Buffalo Sabres, and I'm telling you, psychologically, I don't know. I'm not trying to question this team's psyche, but given the injuries, you have to. And I'm curious to see how they handle this adversity. I mean, if they can keep their head above water, get the guys back and they get the reinforcements, they can take the series. But I can't go against Chicago Hawks in 5 unless the injury thing, and that's assuming Kane and Ortegas comes back by Game 3. So. Anyway, that's all I got this episode of the Power Play with CJ, previewing the Blackhawks and St. Louis Blues. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.